Hey, you know 10 Tampa Bay is your hurricane headquarters, but now hurricane season coming to an end. So we want to take a look back at a busy year for the Sunshine State.
Well, it started here in June with what would become the first named storm of the season. That was Alex. Even before the storm was named, it brought heavy rain and flooding to parts of South Florida. More than 1 foot of rain, stranded cars and flooded homes down in Miami.
It was the 9th named storm of the season. Hurricane Ian in late September had us on high alert. The damage caused to Southwest Florida seen in these videos right here, unimaginable. Buildings gone, cars washed away, bridges like the one to Sanibel Island wiped out.
Yeah, we were originally bracing for the storm to hit the Tampa Bay area, leading to evacuations and closings here. But the Category 4 hurricane, it made landfall south of us on September 28th. The Category 4 hurricane came on shore with wind speeds up 155 miles per hour. Even on land, the highest wind gust measured was 140 miles per hour in Cape Coral. And it wasn't just wind and surge at the coast. The highest rainfall was recorded in Union Park near Orlando at more than 21 inches. 125 people in Florida were killed in the storm, and a financial analyst group puts damage at up to $40 billion. Ian is tied for the 5th strongest hurricane ever to make landfall here in the U.S. Now, about 2 weeks later, Florida was hit again. Yeah,
this time by Hurricane Nicole on the East Coast as a Category 1 storm. Now, it brought heavy rains, flooding, and damaging wind as well. Homes collapsed into the Atlantic Ocean because of significant beach erosion out there. Nicole made landfall November 10th just south of Vero Beach. And look at this right here, because the highest recorded wind gusts, 70 miles per hour at the Melbourne International Airport, with maximum nearly 7 inches of rain in Orlando. The storm was responsible for multiple deaths in Florida, and Moody's Investor Service says it caused more than $481 million in damage. That, by the way, is up to $40.4 billion in damage for the state of Florida for hurricane season.
Yeah, so this morning we want to bring in meteorologist Grant Gilmore. Grant, you've been tracking these storms. A busy guy this hurricane season from start to finish.
It was an odd season. We had a lull in the middle of it and then really smacked us on the chin as we got into September. But when you take a look at how the season started, we were looking at what was projected to be a very active hurricane season. The numbers came down actually near normal. We had 14 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes, while Colorado State University and NOAA going into the season were forecasting near or slightly above numbers for the season. But it may have seemed that it was kind of a quiet season coming off of the last couple of years when we had incredible amount of activity. 2020, we had 30 named storms. That was the highest ever recorded. Just last year, we had 21 named storms, and then our 14 named storms this year. Now, again, this is actually very close to the average for 1991 to 2020 with 14 named storms. Now, the normal is 7 hurricanes. We had 8. And actually, in terms of major hurricanes, the normal is 3 major hurricanes, and we had 2 major hurricanes this past year. Now, a couple of oddities with this past hurricane season. It was the first season since 2014 with no preseason development. It was also only the 5th time with no activity in the month of August. That was our lull. Then all of a sudden September arrived, and we know Ian arrived as well. November was also the 4th on record with 3 hurricanes. These were all of the named storms and a couple of the tropical depressions that we had across the Atlantic, obviously with the X marking the spot for the Florida Peninsula. It was actually the first time that a hurricane hit the Florida Peninsula since Irma did in 2017, in Ian's path and Nicole's path, crisscrossing the state of Florida. A couple of other notes there about November. It was actually the only the third time that Florida was hit by a hurricane in the month of November. And here we are wrapping up hurricane season, the last day today. But we're already looking ahead to next hurricane season. Hurricane season officially starts, guys, on June 1st.